There's clear evidence that work is critical to recovery from mental illness, and yet up to 90% of people living with severe, persistent mental illness remain unemployed. Barriers to work often include stigma and discrimination. VOCEC is an award-winning not-for-profit. All earnings are reinvested to create more jobs for people living with mental illness. Today, we're lucky to have Owen Bird to tell us more. Owen, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So right off the bat, tell us more about VOCEC.
So you nailed it in your intro. VOCEC operates a series of local businesses. We have a mandate of employing people living with persistent and chronic mental illness. And we've been around for about 25 years and are interested in constantly growing and evolving as the needs present themselves.
So for some of people that kind of don't, I guess, talk more about VOCEC, some of the different services you offer, because I know there's a whole bunch of different programs you run, really jobs you've created. So tell us more about some of the things that you guys do.
So in all cases, we're trying to create work for people living with persistent and chronic mental illness. So in some cases, those are publicly facing businesses. We have a few cafes, we have a car wash. We have also contracts with other local businesses where we're doing some manufacturing or doing some private contract work behind the scenes, all in an effort to create supportive working environments for people who probably wouldn't be able to work elsewhere in the community.
And with the programs you currently have, how many people are you employing?
So currently it fluctuates from week to week, month to month. Right now we have 110 people on the roster.
That's amazing. So just, I guess, talk about a couple of the ones that are more public facing in the way of, we could support you. Like somebody watching this today could say, you know what, I'm going to go take my car there. So tell some of the ones that are more kind of public facing that people can interact with. Let's get some support. You guys are doing great things.
Yeah, thank you. So very exciting news. The Hands-On Car Wash, which is located at Providence Care Hospital, is reopening on Monday. So we're doing some training this week. We're getting up to snuff with what we need to do to be COVID safe and disinfect people's vehicles. So that'll be opening up for appointment only. And I've had my car detailed there a few times and sent a number of friends that way even before getting this job. And they do a fantastic job both inside and out on the vehicles.
And then some people, if you visit Providence Care, you operate one of the cafes there too as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. At the Lake Cafe. So we've been retweaking the menu, and this has been a time over the last few weeks where we weren't able to be open. So we've been rejigging things, making everything from scratch. So in the morning, we're having breakfast sandwiches, homemade muffins, fresh cooked coffee. And then in the afternoon, we're getting into doing more and more lunch specials. So we're getting into barbecued chicken, roasted potatoes, and really trying to offer full options throughout the day. And then as staff are going home at the end of the day, we're also starting to get into take-home dinners. So picture a nurse who's just worked a 12-hour shift on the front lines, fairly exhausting conditions these days. This is a meal for 2 or 4 people that includes everything that's needed. Pop it in the oven, 20 minutes later, a home-cooked fresh meal ready to go for our frontline healthcare workers.
Oh, that's amazing. And I think these are such great things. The front line is one thing, like those, but we also have some business to business kind of things. Could you describe a couple of them?
Yeah, so in some cases, we've set up relationships with different companies that need some assembly work or some light manufacturing. We do some warehousing work where we're picking and packing and sorting orders. And in those situations, we're able to provide a supportive employment environment for people who are interested in working a shift here or there, more on the casual side of things, a few hours once a week. And we're able to provide really predictable work where it's a shorter shift in a supportive environment, which then really works if somebody's, for example, taking the bus. We're able to set up a shift that works specifically with the bus schedule and with somebody's transportation needs. So we're always looking for businesses that really suit not only on the work side of things, but also in terms of job design, hours of the day, somebody working better in the afternoon versus the morning. So as I say, we employ over 100 people, and we really have over 100 different accommodations, always keeping the person in mind and really focusing on the people that we serve, making sure that we're creating jobs that work for people.
Well, it's such a worthwhile program, social enterprise mechanism, what you guys have created it again for 25 years. That's unbelievable. Could you talk about kind of what inspired, I guess, that early need and why the need is still there for your organization?
Yeah, I think that certainly we're hearing and learning more and more about mental health and the importance of it. And VOCEC is an organization that takes that very seriously and tries to set up a supportive workplace where people can be quite open to speak about their illness should they choose to, or they can choose to be quite quiet about it and just say, here are the things that I need in order to excel in a workplace. And then they're afforded the opportunity to come in and actually contribute in a meaningful way and earn money to then support what they're doing at home.
Well, it's such a great thing, you know, such good news. And I know it's been going for 25 years, but the need from it is probably more now than ever in a lot of ways. So have the businesses that you've operated or the social enterprises, have they evolved over time, or have you consistently had the same 10 for the past 25 years?
No, certainly quite a bit of evolution over the years. And at different times, different opportunities present themselves. For quite a while, the landscaping was all done by VOCEC at the hospital. And then with changes in the hospital, now that's being run by a different company. So that provided us with some opportunities when we relocated to then start up partnerships with other companies. So it's a constant evolution. And I don't think you could look at any of the 25 years in VOCEC's history and see the same mix of businesses. So it ends up being quite an exciting place to work. We're always looking for new opportunities to create that meaningful work. And then it's also really great for the associates who work for VOCEC because it provides some variety. So there's one associate I can think of who works in 5 different businesses and is so proud of the skills he's able to transfer from working in a kitchen to then working in a cleaning company to working in doing a little bit of manufacturing and picking and packing, and really just get that variety of a few days a week doing one job and a few days a week doing another, and really keeping things interesting and keeping that individual quite motivated.
So whether I be, you know, an individual with mental illness, a community organization looking to partner, potential group with a need for business, or maybe that VOCEC can help fill, how do people reach out to you?
So a very easy way to do it is vocec.org is our website, or we're on Facebook as well, both as the Hands-On Car Wash, which is the main external business that we are actively trying to promote, and VOCEC as well.
And just tell me a personal story. What's inspired you being in your role, seeing 100 people excel in different things and working with the community? It seems like a really worthwhile job you have. Tell me something maybe that's inspired you in your time there.
Yeah, absolutely. So when things slowed down with COVID, some of the businesses were forced to close due to the rules sent down by the government. And we made a choice that through retained earnings, we were going to continue to pay the associates. And we really felt that the money was the important thing. So we looked at the average that people had been making and were able through retained earnings to continue to pay that. And, you know, great. Everyone really appreciated it, got lots of nice messages. But it's really been now that we're starting to reopen our businesses. At the Lake Cafe opened 2 weeks ago. Hands-On Car Wash is opening this coming Monday, so we're doing a little bit of training this week. And to see the excitement of the people coming back to work, really making the same amount of money that they made last week, but now with the opportunity to see their friends, to come in and show up and do a good hard day's work, and then feel really good about that hard day's work at the end of it. That's been the thing that's been really motivating for me, that it isn't an organization about the money. We're not profit driven. And at all levels, everyone's just really excited about what we're doing and what we're delivering.
Well, I get excited about just your model too, because it's very flexible, right? Like in the way that like maybe I'm somebody that wants to do detailed work. There's a spot for me, right? Like, and the fact you can evolve and support a large group of people, but a large group of organizations in the community, it's pretty darn amazing. Is there anything today that I missed or you think should be reinforced about VOCEC?
Well, one of the things that's really great about VOCEC that I like is that it's not a revolving door. It isn't a program with a start date and a middle date and an end date. And we had a retirement for somebody who had worked at the car wash for 23 years. And this was pre-COVID, of course, we were able to get together, and that was this person's career. And when we have somebody who's able to work through and build some skills, build some experience, build the confidence, and go off to competitive employment, that's a real win for us. But similarly, we have a lot of people who've been here and been working and supporting our businesses for a number of years, and they end up being the really solid contributors as well. So it isn't a program where we're pushing anyone to end up anywhere they don't want to be. People set their own goals and set their own targets, and we certainly work with them and help them when they want to do some goal setting, or when they want to move into a different business, or when they want a little bit of a change. But ultimately, this is somewhere that somebody can transition and go elsewhere, or be quite comfortable sticking around and being part of the team for quite a long time.
Well, It's called Good News Kingston, and you definitely gave good news for me today, and I'm sure everyone watching. Thanks for joining me today, Owen.
All right. Have a great day. Thank you.